Hey Al, you might want to put your snow boots on.
From diesel or gas pacers to rocket-powered racers, Nomads, Go-Mads, RV schoolies, turn it, tweak it, tune it, fix it so smoothly. That's why he's Badge. Everybody needs one.
Al, you might want to get a coat with your boots. Welcome back. Where do we start? Okay, we started out this morning about it was about 10:30, and I showed you that snow that we're in, 6 inches. Okay, so now it's what, 3:30. We made it about 25 miles, and it was so bad we had to pull over. Now, the big thing about it is everybody's followed this channel. You know that we're self-contained. We are totally self-contained. There is no issues. We have water. We have propane. We got the generator. We got everything. We got food. We're good for food for about 2 weeks. So that's the good thing about being in an RV is that you can set it up so that you can do stuff like survive in a snowstorm, because it's not worth driving because we don't have to be anywhere. Where do we have to be? We got 2 weeks to get back to Canada, so we don't really need to be on the road. And the roads weren't great, believe me. And so that's why we decided to get into. We wanted to get off the road. We were on the side of the road where this morning, and now we drove about 25 miles, which took us just about 2 hours, and we got into a little town, Madeline, California. So we're in a campground here now, and the guy come by and said it was all right. So that's what I mean about, you see all these things on the internet about surviving a winter snowstorm and yada, yada, yada. Well, for most nomads, it's no big deal. It's just the way you set your life up. Like we go into Bishop yesterday, as I told you, we're in Bishop, and we dumped the tanks. We filled up with water, so we got 70 gallons of water. Filled up the propane and filled up the gas. Well, we filled the gas up on the way up here, just outside of town, where we got a full tank of gas. So we can sit here for a long, long time. Like I'm thinking, like a week with no problem at all. And like the good thing about here, besides the side of the road, at least we're in a town and there's people around here. So if something happens, we can. But surviving a snowstorm is not a big deal. You just have to have your wits about you and have it set up. And most campers, if you boondock, you can do it. Like it's hovering around zero right now, like 0 -2. So that's not a big deal. The tanks aren't going to freeze because we put the extra insulation under the belly, and we have the option to turn the tank heaters on, which we can do that too. So you just have to have your wits about you. And you notice we got the slides in because we just cut the area that we have to heat in half, basically. And the good thing, and that's why I keep telling people what kind of trailer to buy. Buy a trailer that you can use when it's all closed up. Like, there's very few of them out there that you can do it. And, like, we can use this trailer totally closed up. It doesn't bother us one bit. So, that's what we're getting to. And I just want to make sure that if you're driving in the ice and snow, you got to remember we are 60 feet long, and in the ice and snow, people can barely drive their car down an icy road along trying to maneuver 65 feet of RV down the road. And I got to admit, it did really good, but it's just not the answer. So we just decided to pull it over and wait until it falls over. We'll let you know when it falls over. I don't think it's going to be today because it's just snowing just as bad as it was now as it was this morning. So it's not a big deal. We got the slides in now. That was hard getting the snow off the slides this morning, but we got the snow off the slide. And you don't want to be climbing up on the roof when it's icy out, so just leave the slides in. You can survive just fine without it. You can run the whole trailer with the slides in. You just have to, you have to make sure you have a trailer that you can do it. and that's why we set on the V light, because it's one of the very few that you can do it on. So anyway, I'm just gonna put this little bit of surviving the snowstorm up, because people think it's a big deal. It's not really a big deal. It's not a big deal at all. Like, I've lived in snowstorms all my life. It's not a big deal. So as you notice, Al had more white knuckles than I did today, but that's over. We're parked now, so that's all good. But surviving a blizzard or a snowstorm or a sandstorm or anything, all it is having your stuff set up and ready to go. And when we left Bishop yesterday, I wasn't planning on a snowstorm, but we had it all set up to go for 2 or 3 or 4 days without needing anything. And thank God we did. So that's how you survive a snowstorm. It's not a big deal. So got any questions, put it down below and I'll try answering for you. Thank you very much.
Perfect.
Badge. Everybody needs one. We love our badge. And just remember, he's not asking.